Coming up, we talk with Oxford High School's Wes Brooks as he's taking on a new job. We talk high school football, college football, and more on Southern Sports Now. Welcome in on this Tuesday. It is August the 15th, 2023. I'm Chase Robinson. Glad you're joining us today. Great show on the way for you, as we've got a lot to dive into over the next little bit on the East Alabama Now YouTube channel and on the East Alabama Now Facebook page. Glad you're joining us today as we have got Wes Brooks coming up in just a few minutes as he is exiting coaching at Oxford, moving into an athletic administration role. We'll talk about that with him coming up in just a little bit. But we got to count down to the football season, so let's start with our countdown to college football. We are 11 days away from college football starting. August the 26th will be week 0 of the college football season. Several games happening that day, including the Jax State Gamecocks. They'll take on a UTEP there week 0 of the college football season. And so 11 days away from college football season, from college football being back on your TVs. Jax State will have a nationally televised game that day on August 26th. They'll be on CBS Sports Network as UTEP comes to Burgess Snow Field. So 11 days away from the college football season. We are 9 days away from the high school football season. When we started counting down, it was back on June 1st. And we were at 80-something days away from the football season. Folks, we are single digits now away from high school football kicking off. 9 days away, just over a week away from the high school football season. Thursday night, August the 24th, will be the opening night for high school football. Several games happening that day, and of course, quite a few games happening on Friday night, the 25th, but 9 days away from high school football officially beginning across the area. So exciting stuff there is high school football being right around the corner. Now, this week there are some Jamboree games. There'll be a few Jamboree games week 0, but several happening coming up this week. So we want to let you know if you're a high school football fan and want to get out and see your favorite team or just watch some high school football, you've missed it. There's some opportunities coming up this week across East Alabama with some of our East Alabama teams. So let's take a look at the Jamboree schedule for this week. All right, so Thursday, the Oxford Yellow Jackets are going to make the trip up to Fort Payne. They will take on the Fort Payne Wildcats in a Jamboree on Thursday night. That will be 7 p.m. there at Wildcat Stadium in Fort Payne. Also on Thursday, Coosa Christian is hosting a Jamboree. You'll see Coosa Christian and Handley first. Then you'll see Pell City and Handley, and then Coosa Christian versus Pell City. Each of these games will be a half, so 2 quarters of football as they'll play. So there'll be 3 games there, each game a half, all games at Coosa Christian High School there in Gadsden. But that'll feature some really good football with Coosa Christian, Handley, and Pell City. On Friday night, you can get your football fix there as Ohatchee is hosting a Jamboree night there on the Creek Bank at Ohatchee. First, you'll see Ohatchee and Sandrock. That'll be at 5:30. They'll start, followed by White Plains and Sandrock. You'll see White Plains take on Spring Garden. Steve Smith and the Wes Brook Christian Warriors will take on Spring Garden. The Warriors then will have Ranburn, and then Ohatchee versus Ranburn. We'll finish up the night there, all those games at Ohatchee High School. So several of our local teams competing in Jamboree. So if you want to get out and check those out on Thursday and Friday night, there's some high school football for you in the area for Jamboree games. And then, of course, 9 days away from the season officially beginning. So excited about that coming up later this week. And it's about that time to get it underway. Coming up next, we're going to talk with Wes Brooks, former Oxford baseball coach, now moving into athletic administration. We'll talk to him about that coming up next here on Southern Sports Now.
Here at Ted's, we are excited to now be offering custom-made cabinets. With that in mind, we're changing our name to Ted's Floors and Beyond. The Beyond is going to encompass everything that we offer in addition to all of your flooring needs.
We've partnered with Welber Cabinet Company, who makes the highest quality cabinets in the industry.
So when you're ready for a complete kitchen or bathroom remodel, shop Ted's. Since 1993, WM Grocery has been a major part of our local community. WM offers the very best in fresh produce and an outstanding meat department. WM also has many local products not found anywhere else and fresh sushi every day. If you need an event catered, come see Mrs. K at any WM store. Curbside pickup is also available for your online grocery orders. Be sure to download the WM app for all the deals of the week and shopper rewards. Go check them out today at any of their locations.
We take pride in our community and appreciate your business.
For metal buildings in Alabama and the Southeast, Waldrop Manufacturing is your one-stop source. A Waldrop metal building provides the coverage and protection your investments need. They specialize in carports, RV covers, portable buildings, and storage buildings. Stop paying rent for storage. With Waldrop's price per foot, you can actually save money by buying straight from the manufacturer. Waldrop buildings are guaranteed because Waldrop manufactures buildings with U.S. steel right here in Calhoun County. Waldrop Manufacturing, serving the entire Southeast. Give them a call today.
East Alabama Now Local News has been bringing you the best local news coverage for 6 months. And now we're growing.
EAN News will be available to you 5 nights a week with new faces, new content, and coverage that is second to none.
We'll be bringing you the weather that matters to your neighborhood and to you. Rain or shine, you'll be in the know.
Sports always brings communities together, and EAN Sports will have coverage of all of our area events.
East Alabama Now, local news, new faces, same great coverage. Starting 5 days a week, May 1st. EAN Local News, your news on your schedule.
We're back here on Southern Sports Now here on this Tuesday, and we're joined by a special guest right now. You know him as Oxford head baseball coach Wes Brooks, but he's got a new title there with the Oxford Yellow Jackets. But Coach Brooks, really appreciate you coming on with us. How are you today?
I'm doing good. Thank you, guys.
Well, I know it's a big day for you and an exciting time as you've taken a new role, as you step out of coaching. You go into athletic administration now there with Oxford City Schools. Talk a little bit about this new role you're embarking on there at Oxford.
Yeah, so a couple years ago, we decided to build our new multi-purpose indoor facility, now called the Champions Athletic Center. And there were some conversations about, man, it's almost like a new school, and it's with multiple buildings, meeting rooms, tons of space, office space, corporate sponsor areas, weight room, locker rooms, and for that to exist, somebody kind of has to be over the scheduling, orchestrate that out on in-season sports and out-of-season sports, and along with emergency action plans, safety plans, and the whole 9 yards that comes along with that. And then I guess about a year ago, conversations started happening about that possibility. And then obviously, my role with baseball. And then, I told some folks this morning that when I got hired here at Oxford for Oxford baseball, my oldest daughter, Sawyer, was 7 months old. And this past Friday, we just moved her into Tutwiler at the University of Alabama. And when you say you've done something for 18 straight years, it doesn't really sound long. But when you put it in that perspective, it really makes you like, that's all Sawyer ever knows me doing is coaching baseball. So I'll be busy, probably busier than I ever have been, especially over the next few months, getting this open and helping with that and scheduling some things. And you really won't know what's going to happen until a year from now after we went through, and I'm just imagining 3 or 4 different sports in there in the afternoon, the band's coming in. Now you have a weather warning and getting that ironed out as far as where students go, what needs to do. You never really know what it's going to be like until you go through something like this for a full year. So right now, my main role is kind of helping this get off the ground. I'm sure there'll be a grand opening. And then at that point, working with all of our 50 to 70 coaches now that are here and working with the head coaches and then their lower level teams, but also with your alumni, tours, visits, classrooms, teachers wanting, the physics teacher coming in and wanting to do her catapults and do the velocity and the angles and just, the 96 stadium seat, tiered classroom as a team meeting room, the state-of-the-art weight room, and a lot of the things with our city and Choccolocco Park, what they do, and being able to have somewhat access of this when you talk about a conference tournament coming in, and them being able to go and do some work, and us being able to allow others to come see what we have to offer, let alone the students here at Oxford High School and the athletes and coaches as well.
And you mentioned it. You've been the head baseball coach 18 years at Oxford. You were at Welborn before that, coaching where you played there in high school. So you've been doing it a number of years. So I know it had to be hard to make the decision to step away from coaching, kind of the only thing you know.
Yeah, so my youngest daughter, Skylar, she's in 8th grade now, and she's on the flag football team, and I'll continue being the flag football coach. Probably mid-September, Building C will kind of open, and this is all just kind of, I'm assuming, the way it's going to go, and then probably we'll do a grand opening at some point during the football season. We'll do probably a soft opening, but with that and that flag football schedule not being as busy, maybe 2 nights a week with practice, she's still on that team, so I'm still going to coach that and see that through this year. But yes, closing the door on Oxford baseball, was a tough decision. And I don't think any time is ever a time our coach thinks it's the right time. But at all the conversations that I've had with this new role, at the end of those conversations, I think Wes Brooks is the right guy for this position. And why do I say that? I got 2 daughters. They play soccer, they tap, dance, cheer, ballet. They're on the cheerleading team. They play flag football. I've coached girls basketball. I've coached another female sport, flag football. I've coached football itself, the head baseball coach. And I've got a really good working relationships with all our coaches here. I've got a really good working relationship with the folks at Oxford Park and Recreation and Choccolocco Park. And I got a really good working relationship with the city of Oxford and those folks down at City Hall. And it just makes sense. And the biggest thing is relationships. Once you develop a relationship and develop that trust with adults, with players, they kind of trust you to kind of do what's best for them in their sport. And me seeing how a rainy day looks when I've got to cancel baseball practice, or how, girls sports, having to cancel because there's nowhere to go, and now having this space and all of these places where multiple teams and multiple sports can go in and work out, and not only sports or athletics, but the academic classroom as well, being able to get in there and use that space to, whether it is learning new technology ways of, like I got a female baseball coach this year, Anna Bolton Webb, and just that arena in itself. There's so many people in Major League Baseball now that never played the game of baseball, and it's because they're understanding there's more with a mental game, the peak performance, the leadership council, the technology. And if you got somebody that can understand that and communicate it to those that need to know so that information becomes valuable, then you got something going. And I think that's what this new center is going to offer, multiple different ways for Oxford. And it literally, I feel like we are the crossroads of the future. I feel like the sky's the limit. And some days I feel like we're sitting on a gold mine. And you talk about all of the in-house recruiting that you have to do at the college level now with a transfer portal. What a great Champions Athletics Center facility, multi-purpose facility that we got. That in itself makes your athletes take pride in what we got. And obviously, as far as keeping coaches and interviewing for coaches, just kind of makes it a little bit more easier when you kind of walk into that. And it is amazing. It is massive.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to a chance to go into it when it opens. But you think about it, of course, colleges, a lot of colleges have the big facilities. You're starting to see this in high school, but from what Coach Davidson and Coach Adams have said, like this rivals a college facility, this new facility at Oxford, and it's high schools don't have what Oxford is about to have, which is exciting for the community, and I know for the coaches and athletes there at Oxford High School.
That's right. So I go to Starbucks once a day to get me a cup of coffee. That's just my place. And that's really a good meeting place for people coming from Birmingham and Atlanta, stopping in and get their refill of coffee. And there was a dad and had a son 2 days ago at that Starbucks, and he looked like a baseball player, a little 12-year-old baseball player. And I shook his hand and introduced myself, and he said, yes, we're from Atlanta. We've been traveling to Birmingham for 3 years to go do hitting lessons with a hitting instructor in Birmingham. And I said, well, if y'all ever want to meet halfway, I'm the head baseball coach here at Oxford, and y'all can just let us know. We'll let you use our batting cages or Chocolaca Park or whatever. And he goes, that's Oxford High School? And I said, yes, sir. And he goes, well, I just saw where it said Jacksonville State University on the exits, and I just assumed that every time we stopped here at Starbucks that was the university. And he was just, so we had another conversation about that, and I was kind of pointing out because you can see Champions Athletic Center in the back of the stadium and the baseball field, the front of the school, and all that from that little intersection there. So that was a good conversation to have, but that's just another way of getting Oxford out there and our brand to, but also at the same time, you talk about national and regional, but we're happy with what we got. We're that small town feel, but we're activating and running on a high level of 6A, 7A, athletics.
Yeah, for sure. And before I let you go, I do want to go back to your time coaching for a minute. I know you have a lot of great memories of your time coaching at Oxford the last 18 seasons. I mean, coming off a fresh state championship in Class 6A. But as you think back to your time coaching, what are some memories or some things that stand out to you about your time leading the baseball program there at Oxford?
The players and coaches that have came through, and then now they come back to, like this year, we had a good playoff run and several guys coming back to the semifinals. So back in 2009, we had a semifinal game against Vestavia here, right out here at our home field. That was an amazing come from behind win that sent us to the state finals. The 2012 entire year, that team, 2011 and 2012 both. Bobby McCain was a member on that 2011 team and a starter that won 31 games, and now he's defensive back in the NFL. I did coach football, and while I was coaching linebackers, Quan Alexander was a linebacker, transitioned into a linebacker that year. So those things come to mind as far as those two. And then recently, from 2016 to Chocolaca Park up until now, I feel like it was a big change for me as a coach. Now realizing, not being the young Coach Brooks anymore, but realizing you got to focus on the student and the person and the player first. And the byproduct of that is you're going to get a better ball player as long as you keep that on the forefront. And about 2014, I guess when you first start coaching, all you care about is winning. But about 2014, 2015, I started to realize that if you coach in that way and coach the man first, or the woman first, and understand at the end of the year, if you have a 500 season, there's going to be tears of joy at the banquet. And I think, and players see that players are smarter these days. They got more information to them, and they don't care what you know until they know that you care. And if you really genuinely care about each and every player, they can see that, and they'll end up going the extra mile for you. So the things that I'm proud about, the Chocolaca Park opening and everything that entails for baseball in this city. And then the last 3 years, 3 30-plus win seasons, the stamp, I guess you could say, this year, and the possibility for the new coach coming in, there's no doubt in my mind we'll probably be preseason ranked 1, 2, or 3, could be ranked nationally. Got a lot of returning starters that are really good players. So the program's in a really great spot. Got great players, got great parents, great city support, and great school and admin support here. So it's really a great place to be for all of athletics here at Oxford High School.
Exciting stuff, I know, there at Oxford. Coach Wes Brook's joining us. Coach, really appreciate you taking a few minutes with me this afternoon. Congratulations again on the new role there at Oxford, and looking forward to seeing you out there at some Oxford sporting events.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Chase, and go Big O.
Thank you, Coach. We'll have more coming up here in just a moment on Southern Sports Now.
Here at Ted's, we are excited to now be offering custom-made cabinets. With that in mind, we're changing our name to Ted's floors, and beyond. The Beyond is going to encompass everything that we offer in addition to all of your flooring needs.
We've partnered with Welber Cabinet Company, who makes the highest quality cabinets in the industry.
So when you're ready for a complete kitchen or bathroom remodel, shop Ted's.
EAN Sports is proud to bring you the best, most informative local sports content, and we want your help to be able to do that. If you have a story idea, a tip for our sportscast, or even a highlight clip you want to see on EAN Local Sports, send us an email, eansports23@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter @EAN_sports, or you can send it to the EAN News Facebook page. EAN Sports, bringing you the local sports happening in your community.
For metal buildings in Alabama and the Southeast, Waldrop Manufacturing is your one-stop source. A Waldrop metal building provides the coverage and protection your investments need. They specialize in carports, RV covers, portable buildings, and storage buildings. Stop paying rent for storage. With Waldrop's price per foot, you can actually save money by buying straight from the manufacturer. Waldrop buildings are guaranteed because Waldrop manufactures buildings with U.S. steel right here in Calhoun County. Waldrop Manufacturing, serving the entire Southeast. Give them a call today.
If you see some interesting weather phenomenon in your backyard here in East Alabama, send that to us. We would love to hear from you. Send that to us at the email address you see on your screen or through Facebook at EAN News.
Ted's Floors and Beyond brings you Southern Sports Now. Ted's Floors and Beyond, your headquarters for all things flooring. They've got hardwood, laminate, carpet, tile, luxury vinyl there in their flooring selection. They also have their partnership with Welborn Cabinet to offer you a complete kitchen or bath makeover. That includes cabinets, countertops, flooring, backsplashes, tile showers, and more there with their partnership with Welborn Cabinet. And now they can enhance your outdoor space, your patio, your outdoor kitchen, around your pool. They've got specialty tiles and stones and workers that are ready to help you with your outdoor space. So Ted's Floors and Beyond, your headquarters for all things flooring and now outdoor space and kitchen or bath makeover. You can get it all done. Ted's Floors and Beyond. Go by them, see them on Highway 431 in Anniston, right before you get to Sachs Elementary School, or visit them online, shopteds.com. That is shopteds.com. Back here on Southern Sports Now here on this Tuesday. We told you at the top of the show, we're single digits. We're 9 days away from kicking off the high school football season. So it's time for another team preview here on Southern Sports Now, and we'll talk some Coosa Christian Conquerors football as Coosa Christian heading into year number 4 under Mark O'Brien. And Coach O'Brien has really built this program up. When he took over, they were in a situation there, had like a handful of players, not sure if they were going to field a team, and that was kind of every year leading up to when he took over. But this past year, they were in the semifinals of the Class 1A playoffs, one play away from making the state championship. And Coach talked about it at Etowah County Media Days that this team is now a lot of juniors. They've still got a lot of talented young guys, but he could see this being the best football team in Coosa Christian history.
I mean, we're a junior team is what we are, okay? So I think, you know, from that perspective, that 8th and 9th grade team behind that junior bunch, it's all pretty strong, all right? So, and I believe this will be the best year we've ever had at Coosa if we can stay healthy. We're strong and physical, and we're a lot faster than we've been. So I think it's good for years to come, providing we stay healthy.
So we'll see what they can do coming off of that semifinal run just a season ago. During the offseason, they made the news, though, as Coosa Christian hired Rush Probst as the athletic director and associate head coach there at Coosa Christian. Now, Rush Probst has been in high school football for a long time in Alabama and in Georgia, a long-time coach at Hoover, won the 6 straight state championships, won some state championships in Georgia, but has been filled with controversy his whole coaching career just about in the last 15, 20 years or so. And so they made the news when they made that hire of Rush Probst. But Coach talked about how that hire kind of put Coosa Christian on the map and how people respect the Conquerors now as a football program.
It's an easy deal for me to hire him because, you know, I've said it 1,000 times and I've said 1,001. I think he's the best high school coach to ever do it at the high school level. And I'll stand by that statement. I don't care if people likes him or hates him or loves him or not. I think at what he does, he perfected this deal. All right. And so to hire him, I think put credibility for our name. Okay. And, you know, we just got Stacy Jones as the AD, who's, you know, one of the greatest baseball players ever come out of Etowah County. All right. And he's one of a few guys that's played in the bigs, you know. And so I think those things just gives us more and more credibility, and it's putting us on the map, and that's the whole deal. It's all about exposure. You know, Bo, you do this for a living. And so we're just going to continue down that trend. You know, the time we had Rush, I'm grateful. I believe he gave us good name recognition, and we're just continuing on to continue on.
Guys, I want to wrap it up.
So the Coosa Christian Conquerors getting ready for their tough schedule this year. So let's take a look at the Conquerors' 2023 schedule, and it is a tough one here. As we take a look at, they'll start off. They'll be one of the first games in the state on a Thursday night game, as they'll be on the road at Geraldine to start the season. You see 3 straight road games for Coosa Christian to start the season at Geraldine. They'll make a trip to Spring Garden. They will also make a trip to Galesville there to start the season. They'll have their first home game September the 15th as they host Decatur Heritage. On September 22nd, they will head up to Valley Head. On the 29th, they will host Heritage Academy out of Mississippi. Really good football program there. And then they'll start the month of October off on October the 6th. They will host Cedar Bluff on the 13th. Go up to Appalachian on the 20th, and they will host Woodville on the 22nd, or the 27th rather, and then wrap up the regular season on the road at Victory Christian on the November the 3rd. So region games are Galesville, Decatur Heritage, Valley Head, Cedar Bluff, Appalachian, and Woodville. Those are the region games there for the Coosa Christian Conquerors. Tough non-region schedule, though. Geraldine, Coach Michael Davis has a very good football program up there. We know the way Spring Garden is and the kind of football program they are, so they will be very good this year. And then Galesville there. So 3 straight games on the road to start, and all non-region games. And, of course, Heritage Academy out of Mississippi there in September, also a non-region game, and Victory Christian. So tough schedule there for the Coosa Christian Conquerors, again, playing there in Class 1A, but semifinal run last year, and you heard Coach saying he's got some confidence in this team for sure this season. So the Conquerors and Coach Marco Bryant should be very fun to watch this year with a lot of guys back. Only 6 seniors from last season in that semifinal run. Again, losing on the last play of the game there in the semifinal. So should be fun to watch the Coosa Christian Conquerors this season there as they play there in Gadsden. So that is our team preview for today. We'll continue previewing teams as we get you closer to the 2023 high school football season. And again, keep in mind, we do have some high school football coming up this week with Jamboree games. Showed you earlier the schedule, but Coosa Christian is hosting Handley and Pell City on Thursday night, so you can see some really good football. Coosa Christian, Handley, and Pell City all playing there at Coosa Christian in a Jamboree, couple of quarters apiece, so you can go out and check the Conquerors out this week in a fall Jamboree. We'll jump to a break here, come back, talk a little Jax State football. They're getting ready for their big opener. We'll do that coming up next.
Here at Ted's, we are excited to now be offering custom-made cabinets. With that in mind, we're changing our name to Ted's Floors and Beyond. The Beyond is going to encompass everything that we offer in addition to all of your flooring needs.
We've partnered with Welber Cabinet Company, who makes the highest quality cabinets in the industry.
So when you're ready for a complete kitchen or bathroom remodel, shop Ted's.
Since 1993, WM Grocery has been a major part of our local community. WM offers the very best in fresh produce and an outstanding meat department. WM also has many local products not found anywhere else and fresh sushi every day. If you need an event catered, come see Mrs. K at any WM store. Curbside pickup is also available for your online grocery orders. Be sure to download the WM app for all the deals of the week and shopper rewards. Go check them out today at any of their locations.
We take pride in our community and appreciate your business.
Hi, I'm Dr. Brodney Sneed from both CARES and Direct Primary Care. Direct Primary Care is an exciting new model of medical care growing on both the East and West Coast. It's been recommended by Forbes and the American Academy of Family Physicians and others for individuals or small businesses with or without health insurance. The pure simplicity of a membership model streamlines the burden of medical care. It eliminates 60% of the overhead. That streamlining allows providers time to focus on patients with free, no copay, no deductible, unhurried office visits or telehealth visits with minimal waiting room time. It produces same or next day appointments and access by text or telephone during and after hours. It saves you from leaving work, wasting time and getting exposed in a waiting room, and the convenience and cost with barriers removed helps one avoid letting problems like a sore throat turn into an expensive ER or hospital visit for pneumonia. If you're interested, search the web for CARES Direct Primary Care.
Back here on Southern Sports Now, here on this Tuesday, as we roll into our final segment, we'll talk some Jacksonville State football as they had their second and final scrimmage this past Saturday. Opener on the 26th as UTEP comes into town. And so we're excited for some Jax State football here to get this season started 11 days away from kicking off that opener for the FBS and Conference USA all in one day. Big day for Jacksonville State on the 26th. But now's the time. Of course, first couple of weeks of fall camp, they really focus on themselves. They wanted to learn. They wanted to get better, learn their positions, learn their plays. Now it's starting to be about game prep, getting ready for UTEP. Coach talked about that, as well as former Wes Brook Christian Warrior defensive lineman Jackson Luttrell spoke on how you're kind of transitioning now from focusing on yourself to a game prep for UTEP.
We'll start into UTEP game planning probably here in a couple days, and we've done some summer scouting report on them, but now we have a little better feel what our guys can do. We can go ahead and start game planning.
I'm excited about game prep. Fall camp's always grueling, and practices are tough, and just the schedule, gets exhausting. But I'm really ready to start getting ready for game week, and just kind of knowing it's my last ride. Everything is going to be that much more important to me. Just all the details, just trying to make it the best I can my last year.
Luttrell's been a key part of this Jacksonville State team this season or in years past. Of course, he played for Brian Mintz up at West Brook Christian and went to Jacksonville State and has made a name for himself. And he talked about just the defense and how he's seen the defense progress since they started fall camp to right now as they get ready for the season.
I feel like just getting in shape with our offense's tempo is just huge. I feel like as the last year kind of went, the first couple games were almost easy compared to practice, just from how fast we move and how high tempo everything is. Just getting in shape, learning the plays, learning the playbook. Coach Alley loves the playbook. Just learning the plays, everybody buying in. Got a lot of younger guys and transfers and freshmen all kind of coming in and stepping up for us, and I feel like they're going to be big to help us out this year.
So again, Jacksonville State will kick off against UTEP August the 26th there in their opener. That's all the time we have for you today. Hope you have a great rest of your Tuesday. We'll do it again tomorrow. Be sure to subscribe to the East Alabama Now YouTube channel so you can be notified when we go live and post there on our YouTube page. Like the East Alabama Now Facebook page. You can share our video and comment there. Share it with your friends. Let's spread the word about Southern Sports Now, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow for a Wednesday edition of the show. Have a great rest of your Tuesday.